Let's talk about some standout plays and players from today's practice, which was Monday, August 15th, and includes Isiah Pacheco further attempting to take another grown man's job, as well as hear from Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, Jaylen Watson, and Isiah Pacheco himself, and much freaking more. But first, how about those?
Chiefs Kingdom, let's ride.
Chiefs Kingdom, let's ride. What's up, guys? My name is Cole, aka the Red Bearded Mashup Master, sometimes known as the most feared Chiefs geared Red Beard, and I do daily news about the Kansas City Chiefs, so make sure to sub if you're new, because this is the best Chiefs channel, period, not my words. And hit that like button if you're ready to see more of Isiah Pacheco in action, and others, this weekend. And let's get into this video covering some injury updates, roster transactions, and an overview of today's practice with some highlights, all that good stuff, and pressers. So, as far as injuries go, Lucas Niang is out with that knee injury. Surprise, surprise. Blake Bell has a hip flexor of sorts that he sustained in Saturday's game against the Bears, and Coach Reid said he actually injured his hip on his touchdown play.
No, it actually happened on his touchdown. Yeah, it actually happened there, and he felt like he could still go, and he went back in, then he went down. These hip flexors aren't. This particular one that he had is a little bit unusual, so they're going through and kind of looking at it and seeing where we go with it.
So yeah, definitely something to monitor, as there's no current timeline on a return for Bell at the moment. The other injury was actually Harrison Butker, who left practice early with a sore ankle, and because of that, safety Juan Thornhill was actually out there holding snaps, and Justin Reid was kicking field goals in Butker's absence. He went 7 for 9, only missing 2, and made a 40-yarder to end the period. So again, in a pinch, it looks like Justin Reid is the backup kicker. Anyway, back to injuries. 2 players that came off the injury report recently were back in action today. That was Jody Fortson, out there in team looks, but not much in pass blocking and individual drills, which further validates to me they think he is not indeed a full go just yet, which will make for an interesting look at the tight end position during the Saturday's game against the Redskins, Commanders, whatever they are, if Blake Bell is still injured and Fortson isn't quite ready to be in a game. So that'll leave Kelce, Noah Gray, then Jordan Franks, and Matt Bushman. I'll be very curious to see who gets looks when, which may tell us who the Chiefs are a bit higher on and who could possibly make the practice squad for depth. Another player who was out there today, back from recent injury, was cornerback Rashad Fenton, who had off-season shoulder surgery. Apparently, though, he was practicing throughout the entirety of practice and going full throttle. Here's a clip of Fenton picking off an intended pass for Sky Moore. And then here on this play, Fenton jumped Kelce's route, looking like he was holding a bit on Kelce's jersey to get ahead of said route, and after the play, both Mahomes and Kelce accused him of holding, and Fenton was firing right back at them. Mahomes was cussing at him. It was indeed a good time. So yeah, Fenton is back with his old chippy attitude, which I find to be a good thing, honestly. That means his confidence levels are up, and he's feeling good. Travis Kelce weighed in on this exact exchange today, actually, during his pressers, saying,
"You got to have that. That's how you get better, man." And Fenton's one of our best competitors, one of our best DBs. He gets after it, and that's what I love about this game, man. You get another chance to line it up and get after a guy in the next play, and you got to have guys getting excited or getting pissed off that they're not winning.
And I also want to note this about Fenton and Fortson, both per Nick Roesch. He confirmed that they both definitely did not lose their spots due to injury. Fortson saw plenty of action with the ones, and Fenton was exclusively with the ones and looked solid. So there you go, which confirms the Chiefs' thoughts on both of them being starters on this roster. And from here, let's talk Chiefs transactions for a moment, because the Chiefs waived 4 players goodbye today, and those 4 players were wide receivers Omar Bayless and Gary Jennings, tackle Evan, good luck saying that last freaking name, and then cornerback Lonnie Johnson Jr., with Lonnie being the only one. A bit of a surprise to me personally, though the writing was indeed on the wall for him, especially recently when he's seen taking reps with the 3rd and 4th team at camp, and then playing only late in the second half in the game against the Bears last Saturday. So what that tells Redbeard over here is that the Chiefs are liking more of what they're seeing from the predominantly younger corners in the room, and they are letting Lonnie Johnson Jr. go in hopes he can catch on somewhere else. So it's been real, it's been fun, but it has not been real fun, Lonnie Johnson Jr. And with Fenton coming back, you also now have Trent McDuffie, Snead, and now Jaylen Watson and Joshua Williams getting looks on and off with the first team. It appears the Chiefs are happy with where things are at the moment. Jaylen Watson spoke to the media today saying he's blessed to have this opportunity, mentioning his hard work is what helped get him on the field last Saturday and to where he is today. Though he is not done yet, he's working hard with the rest of the rookies to try and fight for a spot on this roster.
We're just blessed to be here. We come in every day and work hard, and we go about the approach. You either get better or you're getting worse. So, we coming in hungry and just trying to do our best to make this team.
And speaking of making the team, Pete Sweeney of Arrowhead Pride listed both Watson and Williams making the roster at like 5th and 6th or 4th and 5th. And then cornerback Chris Lamons as the last corner to make the roster, specifically for his special teams ability. And if his court case keeps getting pushed back, it may be a safe bet for him making the roster, as he probably won't face a suspension this season, if at all. Anyway, back to transactions. Those 4 subtractions happened today. Again, those 4 being Gary Jennings, Omar Bayless, Evan not pronouncing that last name, and then Lonnie Johnson Jr. And then one addition happened as well, and that was nose tackle Danny Shelton, who officially signed or at least cleared waivers today, as you can see him out there on the field for the first time. And this is one large man, about the size of 2 men. I weigh 170, and this man is 340 or something like that. Literally 2 of me. Huge. And he could also be seen participating in individual drills, slapping these lanky, redheaded stepchildren around, as well as 9-on-7 chasing running backs. Well, welcome to the team, Danny Shelton. From here, let's talk about some standout defensive plays and players from today. PJ Green noted that in the team blitz period, Chris Jones and Frank Clark could be seen on the edge, with Karlaftis at nose and Mike Dana roaming the A-gaps. That'll be a fun 3rd down package. Yeah. Interesting. Chris Jones on the edge gives me tremors, night terrors. Anyway, on the subject of the D-line, Josh Kando was spotted batting down a pass from Chad Henne. Tershawn Wharton threw Creed Humphrey aside in a 1v1 rep. You can see it here. Pretty rare for Creed, so nice work by Wharton. Then apparently, Malik Herring put a nasty swim move on Darian Kennard, and Frank Clark could again be seen out there working with George Karlaftis in between their 1v1 reps. That's been pretty cool to see Frank Clark take Karlaftis under his little wing like a bird since camp started. Leo Chanel could be seen hitting this giant red thing very aggressively, yelling, "Let's ride," as he drove it straight into the ground. And then he also had a nice 1v1 rep here against Tayon Fleet Davis. And then Willie Gay followed suit with these red things after hitting it hard and railing this donut into the ground with more force than I think I have ever seen. And then Trent McDuffie could be seen breaking up another pass against MVS here, which has seemed to be a bit of an issue for MVS off and on at training camp with holding onto the football. And the thought is he gets it all out of his system now and does not let it translate into the season. But more on him later when I talk about the offense, because Jaylen Watson had a nice 1v1 win here against Cornell Powell, who seemed to struggle a bit in this route in particular. Now let's switch to the opposite side of the ball, talk about the offense here for a bit, specifically the O-line for a moment, because this is who lined up at right tackle today. Andrew Wylie with the 1s, Prince Tega Winogo with the 2s, and Darian Kennard with the 3s. So I think that tells you where the team views the current right tackle lineup for now, with Andy Reid confirming as much today in his presser when he said Andrew was indeed that guy.
Andrew's probably, he's doing a nice job, so we're excited about him and the way he's playing. And then the other guys are trying to chase him. It's good competition, and we'll see how it all works out. But Andrew did a nice job for us last year when he had a chance, and he's done well for us now.
So yeah, it looks like Andrew Wylie is the go-to starter for now. And as far as standout plays and players go for the offense today, Mitch Holthus noted that Patrick Mahomes was 3 fire emojis today. So let's freaking go. Kelce said Mahomes is one of the smartest guys he's ever been around. And while they were happy with their one drive against the Bears leading to a touchdown, it doesn't stop there.
But it's a good starting point. I know we felt good as an offense. We just got to, it's one thing to just go out there and do one drive, man. It's another thing to get 5, 6, 7 drives where you're actually putting up points, and that's where you become great, man.
Kelce is always someone striving to get better, and I will say the Mahomes to Kelce connection is basically unmatched, as you can see clearly in this clip, yes, but also in many, 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 many others throughout the years. Noah Gray is someone who really seems to be working on improving his game and has been complimented multiple times throughout camp. And I mean, just look at this clip of this route Noah Gray has against Justin Reid. This is a clean one. Route running seems to be improving for him for sure, but the only problem here is, while he does beat Justin Reid on this route, he failed to secure the ball, and Justin punched it right out, making Eric Bieniemy yell at him to protect the ball. That's right. Protect the ball, Noah. Still though, nice work by Gray, and Kelce himself agreed that Noah is continuing to improve and get better and better as time goes on.
He's not just thinking about himself, he's thinking about the team aspect or what the offense is trying to do. And his career is just going to keep excelling. You're just going to keep seeing him showing up and making plays.
And then Matt McMullen noted that Jerry and Ely had a nice catch on the run during team drills, laid out for the grab and held on after making contact with the ground. Very nice. How much? And speaking of nice catches, MVS could be seen here via a nice one-on-one rep against Snead with a quick pivot to the sideline. Nice route, if I'm going to be honest. McCole had a nice one against Joshua Williams with a quick turnaround grab after flexing his speed. Williams definitely seemed to bite on this being a deep route, so nice move by McCole, who recently said he's been working on his route running and could be seen here also catching a deep pass in a 1v1 against Trent McDuffie. And then I can't forget about this nice little flick from Mahomes to Hardman in teams before McCole could even turn his head around. The ball was in the air, he caught it, then poof, he gone. Because he fast. I also want to note that Josh Gordon was said to have been showing some fire today at camp, making a couple nice catches per Nick Jacobs. I don't have any footage of it, but hey, I believe you. And then here's a nice rep of Juju being covered by Brandon Dandridge here. And man, Juju's looking smooth as butter here. Nice turnaround grab at the end as well. Here's another one. Great snag by Juju turning inside, then back toward the sideline, making a nice contested grab. So let's go wide receiver 1, Juju Smith-Schuster. And this next man is not wide receiver 1, more than likely wide receiver 5, but he was seen running almost exclusively with the ones, i.e. the starters today, and that is wide receiver Justin Watson, one of the biggest standouts from the preseason game against the Bears. He caught a nice ball here from Mahomes on a crossing route, and I would expect to see him out there with the ones on Saturday a bit more, at least against the Commanders as well. But since we're talking about crossers, standouts, all that good stuff, Sky Moore caught a nice ball from Chad Henne here on a deep crossing route, which honestly was a freaking dime from Henne. Great ball, Chad, and nice catch, Sky. One of many nice ones throughout the course of training camp from Sky Moore. And normally when you talk about nice catches, you're talking about receivers. But in this clip here, I'm talking about the hype machine himself, running back Isiah Pacheco, who could be seen in this 1v1 against Jack Cochran, in which Pacheco goes left, then jumps up to go out and get it, fleeing down the field in a very quick 4.3740-like manner. And Coach Reid today said this is an element they saw in Pacheco's game, pass catching, that they did indeed like when they drafted him.
Well, we thought he had it, so you never know till you get him, right? That one catch he had down on our sideline in the red zone, or took him into the red zone there, I thought that was it was a heck of a catch, and then it was a nice run after the catch. So we thought he could do it, and he's showing it out here. We just keep on going.
This is another catch he made against linebacker Nick Bolton. Another one. Nate Taylor of The Athletic said, Isiah Pacheco in one-on-one drills is so impressive because he catches everything. He has also been solid in pass protection. Well, Pacheco did say he was here to block his behind off for Patrick, catch, run, play special teams, and take another grown man's job, and I think so far he is a man of his word, or on track to do so at least. Pacheco also spoke to the media today and said that playing in his first NFL game was a dream come true, and he's blessed to be here. His mindset is the same each and every day.
Every day I come out here with the same mentality, give 110% and whatever I got to do to make the team, to do whatever coach want me to do, I'm going to do it.
Pacheco was then asked about the catch from Mahomes he got in the game last Saturday near the sideline, how he was able to absorb the hit and keep going, and this is what he had to say.
Definitely, the balance point was definitely good there. And catching the ball, focus, it didn't matter what I did after the play. It was catching the ball first for me, then getting what I can after. So, when there's opportunities come, just, take advantage of them.
Well, that opportunity did indeed come, and you definitely took advantage of it. So nice freaking work, Isiah Pacheco, Pistachio. I also like what he said about making sure to catch the ball first, no matter what. Keep that attitude up. You rumored to be running back 2 eventually, you, or somewhere around there at least, as today, the run order of touch was CEH, then Jerick McKinnon, then Pacheco, then Ronald Jones, and finally Derek Gore. And then during a late 11-on-11 period, CEH and McKinnon each saw reps with the first team. Pacheco saw first and second team reps, Gore second team, and finally Ronald Jones with the third team. What on earth is going on with Ronald Jones, dude? That is crazy. Hopefully he gets some solid chances in Saturday's game with the ones. It's the only real way to know how Jones is going to do in this offense, because outside of the starters on the O-line, They are not good, to say the least, but I'll tell you something that is good, tastes good too, and that is today's sponsor, Pacheco Power Puffs. Very fitting for this episode, which features 10, just like his number, grams of protein in every bite, available for purchase only at Hy-Vee. Pacheco Power Puffs. Taste a grown man's cereal. Okay, this isn't a real cereal, therefore it's not a real sponsor, but come on now, that was as fire as my red beard. And I know you all agree, I hope that is a real cereal one day. But on a serious note, what did you guys think about today's practice? You excited for players like Noah Gray, Isiah Pacheco, making some standout moves? What do you think about Danny Shelton, the big man himself on the defensive line? What do you make of Rojo getting work in today with the third team only? Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments down below. Let's fight about it down there like Mahomes and Fenton did today about holding at practice. Make sure to leave a bearded comment or a super thanks to potentially be featured in an upcoming vid. Sub and like for more blah, 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 blah. You know the deal. And check out this video here, boo, boo, which is from Chat Sports. And I want you to go to this video right now and simply comment, Redbeard is your biological father. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. How about those?